Hi, I ran a room on the last recording, so we're starting from middle of chapter 7 on page 64 in the middle of the page. With a couple of blocks behind me, I start to relax. I think about Jenna being grateful when I show her what I've got. But I'm not the White Knight, I decide. I'm more like Robin Hood, taking from the rich and giving to the poor. And the stores are rich, packed to the ceiling with Christmas merchandise. When you see that much stuff out there, you've got to think some of it's for you. But Robin Hood only takes what is needed. Jenna can be my Maid Marian. I walk into the warmth of Mandy's and stop short. Jenna is there, but she is sitting with Vulture and a girl whose back is to me. Slowly, I make my way to the table. "Oh, Dylan," Jenna says happily. "We were just talking about you. Brendan says it's nice the way that you're keeping an eye on me." Yeah, right. Vulture's eyes lock with mine, and they're not nice. Anyway, it was just a misunderstanding between us, and everything's better now. We'll all be friends again. She beams her 100-watt smile around the table. "Oh, and this is Amber." Jenna waves a hand at the girl. "We know each other." Amber grins hugely. She waves a hand with a cigarette in it toward me. If I'd known Amber was sitting there, I would have left immediately. When I first saw her, it was my second night on the streets, a rain-soaked, miserable night. She was leaning into a car window, negotiating with a trick, though I didn't know that at the time. In other words, she's a prostitute. Suddenly, she leapt back and the car sped away into the night, tires spinning on a wet street. She saw me watching and laughed. "You win some and you lose some," she said. Well, what she really said was, "You fucking win some and you fucking lose some." Amber is tall, nearly as tall as me, with golden skin and black hair, bound into countless tiny braids. From a distance, she looks amazing, but up close, you see the acne scars, the nicotine-stained teeth, and drug-hollow eyes. Every sentence out of her mouth is effing this and effing that. Sometimes out here, people swear to prove that they're not scared. You can't ever show you're scared, even if you are. It makes you vulnerable. If you don't know what the word vulnerable means, look it up. It's an important one. But Amber curses like it's a natural part of the English language. "Yup, we fucking know each other," Amber repeats. My cheeks turn hot. We do it one time and she thinks she knows me. She had a rented room, filthy, but it was somewhere to sleep in relative safety. I stayed with her for a week. It was Amber who showed me how to beg for money, how to avoid cops, punks, told me the rules of the street. And then one night, we slept together. "You know, most people pay fucking good money for what you're getting for free," she said to me. That totally grossed me out. Next morning, I'm not sure if I'm ashamed of her or me, so it's just easier to avoid her. "Oh, that's great," Jenna says. "You're friends." She's bouncing on the seat, totally oblivious to the undercurrents all around her. Naive or... I look at her more closely. Stoned. Definitely stoned. "Seems Dylan has a lot of friends," Vulture puts in. He lights a cigarette, takes a drag, and lets loose a long stream of smoke. "A man can't have too many friends." "And," Jenna breaks in, "Brendan's given me a new nickname, Jewel. We should give Dylan a nickname." She's talking so fast, the words tumble over each other. Must be some kind of pick-me-up Vulture gave her. "Sure," Vulture says. "What do you think? String bean?" Amber shoots a troubled glance from Vulture to me. She stubs her cigarette on the ashtray. Sorry, I had to stop recording for a second. I think I left off at she stubs her cigarette out in an ashtray. "No thanks," I say. "But everyone has a nickname," Jenna says. "Come on, don't be such an asshole. Make the girl happy. Let her pick you a name." Vulture says, "I don't want a name. You get a street name and it means you belong here. They're your family, and you're one of them. I'm not one of them, and I do not want a nickname that says I am. I leave, preferring the cold and snow to Vulture's company. I stop at the first trash bin I find and dump the feminine products. The end of chapter 7.